Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cydney, or you can call me Cece. Inserted a clip of all the packages that I have. I got some books from, and some bookish things from Pango Books. If you're not familiar with Pango Books, it is like a marketplace for books. So people tend to put books that they, either have had for a while or typically great quality. Like I've never had an issue with the book that I purchased on Pango Books, and I got, I think, 3 books from them, and I got a couple books from Amazon, and then I got, I don't even know how many books I got from Book Outlet. They had a book sale. It's like Black Friday or something, so I think it's still going on. I'm going to link to the website below, but you can buy books that were either overstock, or I forget why, the other reason why they have them, but they have a whole bunch of books, sometimes new releases, completely cheap. So the books were $5.99, and something about me, like when there's a sale, I just, the wealth overcomes me, and I'm like, I can spend $200 here. And I didn't spend $200, but I just like black out and I just buy a whole bunch of books. I don't even remember what I got from Book Outlet, but we're gonna see today. I've never done a haul before, and I don't really have a setup that it would be like, you could see that, or you can kind of see it in the mirror there, but I don't really have a big setup that I could show you the books and all them at the same time. So I'm just gonna hold them up. I did get some other bookish things. Like, to start off, I got these stickers, these fall stickers, which I'm really excited about. And then these Christmas stickers that are adorable. I can't wait to put them on my Kindle. Just gonna get started with the first package. This is really, really pretty bookmark. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's like, I don't know if it's resin or just like plastic, but isn't it beautiful? Oh my God, I love it. It has this cute little tassel. And I just think it's so beautiful. It has a pressed flower on the inside, and I don't remember what flower it is, but I will link it below if you're interested. It wasn't expensive either. I think it was like $10, which it might be expensive for a bookmark. Let me know. And I got this book, which is called The Lies of Loch Lomora by Scott Lynch. This is a book that I Googled books that are similar to Peaky Blinders, and this was one of them that came up. So I don't know much about it, but I do know that it is supposedly similar to Peaky Blinders. It is a fantasy. It is set in a fantasy world, I believe. And it is a trilogy. So I'm excited about that. So it's 530 pages, which is definitely on the longer side for me. So I'm excited to get into it. Very new into, well, I'm not new into fantasy, but I am new into adult fantasy and epic fantasies. I read fantasy a lot when I was a teenager, but I am excited to read this one day. I talked a little bit about Pango Books earlier, but what I didn't mention is that I also resell my books on Pango. Typically, I only resell books that I either DNF'd, or I just didn't like completely, or I feel like I'll never get to them, so I try to give them a new home. I have a reasonable price for my books, so if you would like to check them out, I would be happy to ship you a book. So check out my Pango. I'm gonna link it below. But I did get these bookmarks to put in the package for Pango. So I think there's like 100 bookmarks, and I think it's like an assortment of different bookmarks. You can write them in directly, so you can write like what books you're reading. It's like a book tracker bookmark, but I thought they were really cute. I'm a sucker for a personal touch. Oh, this one's really cute. I'm a sucker for a personal touch, so I wanted there to be like personal effects in the books that I ship. So I got these bookmarks to include in them, and then I got like little note cards to write like a little thank you note on them. So yeah, like I said, if you want to check out what I have on Pango, I will link it below. Here's the third package. I just pulled that off and nothing happened. Okay. This is called Priest of Bones. which is another fantasy. It's by Peter McLean. And this is another book that is apparently like Peaky Blinders. So I'll let y'all know. This is a lot shorter than the other one. 331 pages. So I can do that no problem. But yeah, I'll let you know. This, like I said, this is another fantasy. It is apparently similar to Peaky Blinders, and I'll let you know how it is. The 100 Years War on Palestine by Rashid Khalidi. I hope I said his name correctly. If I didn't, I will edit myself saying it properly because saying people's names right matters. His name is pronounced Rashid Khalidi. And this is obviously about the war on Palestine. I'm really excited to read this book and learn more about Palestinian history and support their voices and uplift their voices during this time. And then this is my last Amazon mailer, and it's huge. Hopefully this is about books. I don't know. Oh, okay. So these are the little note cards that I mentioned that I'm going to be putting in my Pango packages, which they're really cute. They're just like little, I don't know if this is, I don't know. It reminds me of like construction paper from like when you're a kid. So yeah, it looks like construction paper. And then I got this cute little bag here, which I think it's a tote. So let's open it up. Oh yes, so it is a tote. It's really cute, really pretty. Nice size. I would say this is like the size of like a MacBook, kind of, maybe a little bit wider and this is a tiny bit longer. And it says, "You need this one. Enjoy your life," which, thank you for affirming my purchase. Next are some of the Pango books that I got. I think I only got 3. I did get a 4th one, but the seller has not sold it, so I might just cancel it. I'm so excited for this one. This is Anastasia by Sophie Lark. If you don't know me, which a lot of you don't, so welcome to knowing me. I loved Anastasia growing up. Like, when I say I loved Anastasia growing up, I watched the movie constantly, like hundreds of times. I'm not exaggerating. I saw Anastasia on Ice. I had an Anastasia doll. I had the Puka plush. Like, I was obsessed with Anastasia and still am today. It's like my comfort movie. Like, I got it on DVD a couple years ago when we still had DVDs. I own it on iTunes. And I know that this book is a fantasy. So it's a fantasy retelling of Anastasia. And obviously so is the movie because it's not historically accurate whatsoever. However, I'm really excited to read this book. And it is a big one. It is, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. It's 656 pages, but this is one of the books that I hope to read before the end of the year. And funny story, I actually own this book. It's one of the books that I have packed away, but I wanted to read it before the year was over, so I bought it again on Pango, and I got it for a really great price. I'm sorry I'm holding it like this, but I got it for a really great price, and I'm so excited to read it. I'm going to read it in December. I'm going to read it this month, okay? Mark my words. I'm going to read it this month. Okay, I'm gonna read it this month. I've never read Sophie Lark either, but I know she is really popular on Booktube, so I am nervous about that. I've got to force myself to like this book. The next book she wrote a note. See, this is why I want to write notes with mine, because I think notes are so nice. It says, "Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did." Her name is Heather. So thank you, Heather. And then there were none by Agatha Christie. I do want to read more Agatha Christie and like classics in general, because I'll be honest with you, I have an English degree, and when I was in college, it kind of ruined my love of books. And it also, like, halfway through getting my degree, I just stopped reading altogether, because when you're, at least at my college, when you're getting an English degree, they weren't asking you like, what happened on page 76? It was like, let's talk about plot and let's talk about story arcs, and let's talk about character development. And to me, you don't really have to read a book to get into that. Like, you can read a summary, you can watch someone else talk about the book, and that's pretty much what I did in college. So fake it till you make it. But I opted out of reading a lot of my assigned reading because I felt like it was like very white and like very old, and I was like, I'm not going to keep reading that. So I stopped reading them, and I missed out on a couple Agatha Christie novels in college because of it. So I'm going to do right by Miss Girl, and we're going to read this. My last Kango package. Ooh. This is Firekeeper's Daughter by, oh no, Angeline Boulet. So both of those were wrong. Her name is pronounced Angeline Bully. This is a story about a Native American girl, which I really wanted to read because November is Native American Heritage Month. This is a little bit dusty, okay? So I'm gonna have to dust this off. But it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cover. I'm really excited to read it. I don't know much what it's about, but like I said, it's about a Native American girl. And she's on a reservation. I think there's some family issues, and she is the firekeeper's daughter. Okay, so that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Now, we are getting to our book outlet books, which I'm terrified of because it's in a huge, like, it's like huge. So I'm a little bit scared. Like I said, I don't think I spent that much money here. I think I spent $60. So not like over $100 for sure. I did not spend $100 because I wouldn't do that to myself. Oh my God. This box beat me up. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay, so full disclosure, one of the things you run into with Book Outlet is, like I said, sometimes the books are like overstock, or there's some kind of issue with them from the publisher, and sometimes they have marks on them. So I'm hoping none of my books have marks on them, but if they do, that's okay. There's a lot of books in there.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
This is Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I'm assuming this is like a slasher, akin to, you know, being the last girl in a slasher movie. I'll let you know what this is about. It's really small. It is a little bit like, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little bit like dank and dusty under here. A little bit of like, I don't know if they're water staining or what. But otherwise, the book's in really good shape. There's a little bit of a bent something or other on the corner here. But that's what you get with Book Outlet. I keep wanting to say Book Depository because I think Book Depository was like the original that Amazon had, and they shut it down last year or earlier this year. I don't know. 2023 has been so long, y'all. The second book I got, I'm really excited about, is Dracula by Bram Stoker. This is velvet. Okay, this is velvet. It has sprayed edges, it has little bats. It has beautiful, beautiful artwork on the inside. And I got this, I think, for $5.99. The pages? Are you for serious? So yeah, I read Dracula in high school, and I remember really liking it. And I wanted to read Dracula around Halloween, and I wanted to read Frankenstein, but I didn't have the money to get them during that time. Oh no. I just tried to peel off this price tag sticker, and that started coming off. So this book is going to be one with the price tag because I'm not peeling this sticker off. But that's good to know that this is a sticker. These are not stickers, but this is. So really excited. This is beautiful. Like, they did that. The next book I got was Electra by Jennifer Saint. And I do believe this is a Greek mythology retelling. This cover, like this is really soft. I thought it was velvet again, but it's not. Beautiful colors. The words on the page are kind of big, so I feel like this is not that long of a book. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I've not ever been good with pronouncing names from Greek mythology. But I think it says when Clytemnestra marries Agamemnon. Listen, okay? I'll let you know what this is about after I read it, but I'm not going to try and say the names now. The next book I got was The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. That sounds offensive. I have a video idea about watching TV shows and reading the books or doing it flipped. I already watched The Time Traveler's Wife on HBO, which I really enjoyed. I do think it's creepy though. I do think it's a little bit problematic. However, I'm excited to read this because I know people really enjoy the book as opposed to the movie and the TV show. This book does have one of the marks I was telling you about, like a little marker mark here, and the pages are a little bit wonky. Nothing on the bottom. The back cover is a little bent along the edge here. But yeah, I mean, for $5.99, that's a steal. I can't believe I'm still pulling books out of here. The next book I got was The Nanny by Alana Ferguson. I have this on my Kindle. It's about a woman, I think. It's about a woman who does OnlyFans, and she becomes a nanny for a man who was like her top subscriber on OnlyFans or something. I think this is a really unique and fun concept, so I'm excited to read it. It is a contemporary romance, and yeah, this book does have one of the marker marks on it, but otherwise it is in perfect standing. The next book I got, how many books is that now? I haven't been counting. This is the 6th book, and there's still quite a few in there. So the next book I got is Lisa Jewell, The Night She Disappeared. I just read my first Lisa Jewell book this year. I think, was it this month or last month? I read None of This Is True. I really enjoyed it. However, I hated the ending. So I think I gave it, I don't remember what I rated it, but it wasn't 5 stars because the ending was not it for me. However, I heard that this is one of her more popular and well-liked books, so I'm excited to read this. There is a tear on the cover here. There is a marker mark. There's some funky stuff happening with the book, the dust jacket here. But yeah, again, $5.99. I don't care. This book could have the front cover missing, and I'm gonna buy it for $5.99, okay? The next book I have is called The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. This is really pretty, but this is like a gothic. I know that this is a gothic. I don't know much else about the book. It does have beckled edges. I think it's a fairy tale retelling and a gothic. I'll let you know what it's about when I read it. The next book I got is The Couple Next Door by Shari Lapena.
Sherry LaPena.
This looks like a thriller. NPR said exquisitely torturous tension. I like that. There's a little bit of like scratches. I don't think you can see that because it's like clear, but there's scratches on the pages here. There's a mark here. The pages are a little bit beat up, but I'm happy about it. So, Accidental Pinup by Danielle Jackson. There's a plus size black female main character. I don't know what the male main character is like. I don't know anything about this book, but that's just stuff I picked up from the back. There is this godforsaken Target sticker on here, and there is a little bit of creasing right here. No marker mark. The pages are in good standing. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. The Book Eaters by Sunny Dean, which I believe that, so this is a fantasy, and if I recall correctly, like I did read the description and it stuck out with me, so I'm like, maybe I'll get this one. But I think that like in this book, books are food, and if you eat the book, then you gain the knowledge from the book or something like that. So I'm excited to read this one because as someone who loves to smell books, if I was able to eat them, I might. I am nervous to read because I have never seen the TV show. But I want to be, like I said, I want to expand what I read. So I've never read a historical romance fiction, definitely not Regency era, which I think this is Regency era, so don't quote me if it's not. But I got Bridgerton, The Duke and I. I think this is the first book in the series. Yes, it says it's the first novel in her beloved Regency set series following the charming Bridgerton family. Like I said, I've never seen Bridgerton. I've never read these books. I've never read a Regency romance. So I am excited to read this. And maybe one day I'll watch the show. The book is perfect. Like, oh, there's a little bit of bending here, but nothing else going on. Oh, a little bit of scratches up here, but otherwise perfect. The last book I have is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Like I said before, I wanted to read Dracula and Frankenstein during Halloween, but I think I'll read these next year. And this obviously doesn't have an exciting cover and setup like Dracula does, but I think this one was $4.99. Like, we can't beat it. First stack. Second stack. So let's count how many books I got. You're not going to pass judgment, okay? Like, don't. Because I got a really good deal on a lot of these. And I got an even number. I got 18 books. I'm proud of myself. But yeah, those are all the books and bookish things that I got so far. This is probably going to be my last haul until after Christmas because you know I'm going to spend all my little Christmas money on some books. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you enjoyed them or if you hated them, you can tell me too. I don't care. But thank you so much. I hope that I see you next time. I'm so filled with gratitude that you're here, and I'll see you next time.